What if the biggest K-pop song of 2025 was written by a demon who stole a 9-year-old girl's face 47 seconds after she flatlined in 2012? Audio cuts dead Manila. 2025. 80,000 phones caught Rumi screaming in a child's voice nobody was meant to hear. Harry Damani, you promised we'd debut together. That 9-second clip was erased from the entire internet, except here. 3 nights from now, Seoul Olympic Stadium, 1 microphone. 1 unplugged note will decide which twin keeps the body forever. Her real birth records sealed. The black replace envelope from Samdo found. The cracked mirror with bloody handprints on the wrong side. Still bleeding. Like this video right now if you're ready to find out which Rumi actually sang Golden, and which one has been screaming behind her eyes for the last 9 years. Single cracked child voice whispers, "Help me come home." Have you ever felt someone watching you from inside your own memories? Someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you anymore? Tonight, we're going deeper than the stage lights, deeper than the screams of 20,000 fans. Tonight, we're going inside Rumi's mind to find the twin she was never supposed to remember. My name is Leo, and this is Cartoon. Beat Drops, Heartbeat, Rhythm Soul, 2018. A 9-year-old girl stands in front of a cracked mirror. 2 reflections stare back. One smiles, one doesn't. The smiling one got chosen for the survival show. The other one was told to disappear. Fast forward 7 years, Rumi is now the golden matinee of Mystery Rose. Half human, half demon, all secrets, but lately, something is bleeding through the cracks. Flashbacks at 3 a.m., a second voice humming Golden in perfect harmony, but 1 note off. Fans thought it was AR editing. We knew better. We flew to Seoul, knocked on doors that didn't want to open. Found the old trainee dorm, now abandoned, windows boarded like blind eyes. Inside, we discovered a Polaroid. 2 little girls holding hands. On the back, in childish handwriting, me and Ariam, forever twins. A name no agency file ever listed. A name Rumi herself had forgotten, until the nightmares began. We spoke to Dr. Han Soo-jin, childhood trauma psychologist who worked with idols. She only agreed to talk off record. Her voice still shakes when she says it. Dissociative amnesia can be weaponized. If a child is told hard enough that part of them never existed, the mind locks that part away, but locks rust and something on the other side. It starts picking at the metal. We kept digging, found hospital records from 2012. Twin girls born at 11:11 p.m., 1 heartbeat strong, 1 heartbeat flickering. The weaker twin flatlined for 47 seconds, then came back. Doctors called it a miracle. Someone else called it an opportunity, because that's when the first Samdo courier arrived. Black envelope, gold seal, a single hanja character. Replace you already know what the Samdo does. They traffic in souls. But what if I told you they once trafficked in sisters? Cut to grainy security footage, 2024, Rumi alone in the practice room at 2 a.m. Mirror in front of her, she raises her right hand. The reflection raises its left. She freezes. The reflection smiles Ariam's smile. Then the mirror cracks. From the inside, that clip leaked for exactly 9 minutes before every server hosting it burned. We still have the only copy. We showed it to Father Mateo Kim, exorcist, formerly attached to the Vatican's Asian desk. He watched once, then asked us to pray with him. His diagnosis was 1 sentence. That is not a ghost. That is a vacancy. Wearing her sister's face, because here's the twist that broke me. Ariam didn't die that night in the hospital. Rumi did. For 47 seconds, long enough for something ancient to slip inside the empty body and start wearing Rumi like a perfect mask. The real Rumi, the human one, was pushed out, locked in the dark behind her own eyes, and the demon wearing her skin became the star we all fell in love with. But souls don't vanish, they wait. And the real Rumi waited 9 years, growing feral in the cage of her own forgotten name. Now she's clawing her way back. Every time the demon's patterns glow under stage lights, that's the real Rumi burning to get out. We confronted the agency's former creative director, off camera, voice distorted. He actually cried. They told us 1 twin would be enough. Cleaner branding. The other one was collateral. We thought she'd just fade. We didn't know she'd come back angry. Last week, Mystery Rose's world tour, Manila show. Mid-performance of Golden, Rumi freezes center stage, eyes pitch black. Then she speaks, but the voice is smaller, younger. Ariamoni, you promised we'd debut together. 20,000 phones captured it. The clip has no sound on any platform now, except here. Audio plays. Tiny broken voice echoing in the arena. We tracked Ariam the Demon to the Han River Bridge at dawn. She stood in Rumi's body, patterns pulsing gold and crimson, tears falling that weren't hers. She told us, in Rumi's voice, I was only supposed to borrow the life for a little while, just until the contract was fulfilled, but she won't let go anymore. She keeps screaming my real name, and every time she does, I feel myself fading. The demon is terrified. Not of exorcism, of being forgotten again. So here's the part that keeps me awake. If we exorcise the demon, we save the real Rumi. But the world loses the idol who wrote Golden, the voice that taught a generation to love their broken parts. If we let the demon stay, the real Rumi stays buried forever, a child screaming in the dark for a sister who stole her face. There is no good ending here. Only the question we all have to live with. How much of the person we stand is actually the mask? And when the mask starts to crack, do we love what's underneath enough to let the monster go? Rumi's next concert is in 3 days. Seoul Olympic Stadium. She asked for one microphone, no backup track, just her. And whichever soul wins the war by then will be in the front row, not as fans. As witnesses, because some stories aren't meant to be consumed, they're meant to be survived. If you hear two voices singing Golden that night, one bright and trained, one raw and 9 years old, close your eyes. Listen for the one that's crying. That's the real Rumi, and she's still trying to come home. This has been Cartoon. If you met your forgotten twin tomorrow, would you recognize her? Or would you be too afraid of what looking in her eyes would force you to remember about yourself? Drop your theories below. We read every single one. Some of you might know more than you think you do. See you in the comments, or maybe in the mirror. Seoul Olympic Stadium. 3 nights from now, one microphone, no backup track, 80,000 people holding their breath, and only one soul gets to walk off that stage alive. This is how it ends. But to understand who dies, we have to go back to the moment someone first learned how to kill a child without leaving fingerprints. My name is Leo, this is Cartoon, and tonight we begin where every fairy tale goes to bleed. Neonatal, ICU. 2 incubators side by side. 2 identical heartbeats on the monitor. One starts to flat in 47 seconds, that's all it took. In that silence, something ancient heard an open door. It didn't possess the dying twin. It replaced the one who came back. The human Rumi never opened her eyes again. The demon wearing her face did, smiled at the nurses, cried perfect tears, and was declared the miracle baby. The other twinarium was quietly erased, birth certificate altered, family told she never existed, a cleaner story for a future star. But graves for the living are never deep enough. Fast forward 9 years, the demon has become everything we worship. Charisma that burns retinas, a voice that rewrites loneliness into anthems, patterns under the skin that glow like forgiveness. We called her Rumi. We streamed Golden until our hearts sink to its pulse. We never noticed the child screaming behind her eyes, because every time the demon danced, the real Rumi clawed at the inside of the mask. Every high note, that was Ariam drowning her out. Every tear on stage, that was the human girl begging us to see. We just called it powerful performance. Last month, Manila, the first public fracture, mid-chorus, the demon falters. A second voice leaks through the speakers. Small, cracked, furious, Ariamani. You promised we'd debut together. 80,000 phones rise. For 9 minutes, the internet screams. Then every upload is erased, except one. We protected it with our lives. We took that clip to the only person still alive who was in the delivery room that night. Nurse Park retired, hands trembling as she watched. She only said 4 words before breaking. That's the wrong twin. We found the sealed records. We found the black envelope delivered to the parents at 3:33 a.m. Gold seal, single hanja replace. We found the abandoned trainee dorm, where they kept Ariam drugged and hidden for 3 years, until even the staff forgot she was ever real. And we found the mirror, still cracked in the shape of a tiny hand, trying to punch its way out from the other side. Now the war is almost over. The demon is terrified. Not of holy water, not of exorcism, of being forgotten again. She told us on the Han River Bridge at dawn, wearing Rumi's body like a coat 2 sizes too small. I only borrowed the life for a little while. She keeps screaming my name, and every time she does, I lose another piece of the mask. The real Rumi is winning. Ra, 9 years old, covered in scars no one ever saw. She doesn't know choreography. She doesn't know how to smile for cameras. She only knows one thing. Her sister stole her face, and the world fell in love with the thief. 3 nights from now, one of them will sing Golden Unplugged. If the voice is perfect, trained, luminous, the demon kept the throne. If the voice breaks on the first note, raw and trembling like a child waking from a nightmare, the real Rumi finally tore the mask off. Either way, someone we loved will be gone forever. The girl who taught us to embrace our broken parts might have been the monster all along, or the monster might have been the only one. Whoever knew how to love the broken parts because she never had anything else. There is no hero here. Only 2 little girls who never got to grow up together fighting to death over the single childhood they were told only one of them deserved. So when the stadium lights come up and that lone figure walks to center stage, look closely. If her patterns glow gold, mourn the child buried alive. If her eyes are just eyes, no fire, no light, mourn the star we murdered every time we streamed, every time we voted, every time we said, wow, she's perfect. Because perfection was always the sound of a little girl screaming behind a smile we refused to question. 10 seconds of silence, just a heartbeat getting slower. This has been Cartoon. 3 nights, 1 song. 2 souls, 0 mercy. Whatever happens, don't call it a comeback. Call it a funeral for the version of Rumi we thought we knew. And if you hear a child crying in the middle of the night, long after the concert ends, don't turn on the light. Some mirrors are kinder in the dark. 3 nights from now, Seoul Olympic Stadium. 80,000 souls. 1 microphone, no music, no mercy. A girl walks to the center, barefoot, white dress, soaked in stage rain. Patterns under her skin flickering like dying stars. She opens her mouth, and the war ends. This is the final note, but the song started the moment one twin stopped breathing, and the other one learned how to lie with a heartbeat. My name is Leo. This is Cartoon, and we are already at the ending. Everything you're about to hear happened before this silence. Everything you're about to feel will survive it. Neonatal ward. 2 incubators. 2 names taped on plastic. Rumi, Arium, 1 monitor, flatlines. 47 seconds. Long enough for a door to open inside a body that hasn't learned guilt yet. Something old slips in, closes the door, starts the heart again, smiles with brand new lungs. Nurses cheer, parents cry. No one notices the other incubator is suddenly empty. No one ever will. That is the first death. Fast forward 2025, the demon wearing Rumi's skin has become everything we begged the universe to give us. Voice that stitches broken kids back together. Eyes that make you believe monsters can be gentle. A half-demon idol who taught the world that scars can glow. We streamed her until our thumbs bled. We tattooed her lyrics on skin we hated. We never heard the screaming because the screaming learned to harmonize. Until Manila. Until the mask slipped for 9 seconds, until a child's voice raw, furious. 9 years old, hijacked 20,000 speakers, Eric Manet. You said we'd debut together. The internet broke. Then the internet was scrubbed, but we kept the shard. We kept the truth. We found the nurse who delivered them. Hands shaking over tea, she couldn't drink. She whispered, that wasn't a miracle birth. That was a quiet murder. We found the black envelope. Gold seal, Samdo courier, stamp, still bleeding. Inside, 1 word. Replace we found the trainee dorm where they kept the spare twins sedated, so the brand would stay clean. Polaroids of 2 little girls holding hands in the dark. Back of the last photo, if I disappear, remember, I was real. We found the mirror still cracked in the shape of tiny fists. And on the Han River Bridge at 4:17 a.m., we found her, or them. The body trembling between 2 souls like a house with 1 light and 2 children fighting for the switch. The demon spoke first, voice like burnt honey. I never meant to keep her forever. I just wanted to feel what sunlight tasted like on a face that was loved. Then the child pushed through. Voice scraped raw from screaming inside a throat that wasn't hers. Give me back my name. Give me back my birthday. Give me back the mother who forgot which one of us she carried home. They cried the same tears from the same eyes for different reasons. Now the stadium clock is ticking. 3 nights, 1 song, 1 body. If the voice that sings is perfect, golden, heartbreakingly trained, then the demon one, the child, stays buried. We keep our idol, we lose our soul. If the voice cracks on the first word, shatters like dropped glass raw, terrified human, then the real Rumi tore her way out. And the star we worshipped dies with the final note. Either way, someone we loved never makes it off that stage alive. So look closely when the lights come up. If the patterns still glow, mourn the little girl we helped imprison every time we called perfection beautiful. If the patterns are gone, just skin, just shaking, just 9 years late, mourn the monster who only wanted to be loved and learned too well how to pretend. There are no villains here, only 2 sisters who never got to share a childhood fighting to death over the single life we told them only one deserved. 10 seconds of silence, just wind. This has been Cartoon. 3 nights, 1 microphone, 2 heartbeats, trying to occupy the same grave. Whatever you hear when she finally sings, don't call it a performance. Call it the sound of a little girl learning whether the world still has room for the version of her that was never supposed to be famous. And if you cry, don't wipe the tears. Some salt is the only proof we were ever human enough to notice which twin we actually killed. The stadium lights cut to black. 1 spotlight hits center stage. White dress, bare feet, no music. She opens her mouth. 1 note. That's all it takes. If the note is perfect, golden, impossible. The demon kept the body. The child is gone forever. If the note breaks, raw, terrified, 9 years old, the real Rumi just murdered the only version of herself the world ever loved. Either way, someone dies tonight. And the scream you're hearing right now is both of them realizing it at the same moment. My name is Leah, this is Cartoon, and we are starting where everything ends. Because some stories only make sense when you watch the credits first, and then bleed backward into the opening scene. Rewind 47 seconds before that note. Rewind 3 nights. Rewind 9 years. Rewind to the moment a heart stopped and a door inside a newborn cracked open just wide enough for something ancient to crawl in wearing a baby's smile. Seoul National University Hospital. 2 incubators. 2 names. Rumi, area. 1 monitor flatlines. 47 seconds of silence. Long enough for a soul to be evicted. And a tenant to move in. The heart starts again. The nurses cheer. The parents cry. The spare twin is quietly unplugged from the records before the ink is even dry. That was the first funeral. Nobody wore black. Cut to 2025. The demon has worn Rumi's skin so perfectly that even Rumi's own mother can't remember which daughter she carried home. We tattooed her lyrics. We cried to her bridges. We called her half-demon patterns beautiful, never noticing they were prison bars glowing from the inside. Every sold-out concert was another nail in the real Rumi's coffin. Every scream, another shovelful of dirt. Until Manila, until the mask slipped for 9 seconds. Until 20,000 phones caught the truth. A child screaming behind idle eyes, area money. You promised we'd debut together. That clip lived online for exactly 9 minutes. Then every server hosting it burned. We kept the ashes. We found the nurse. We found the black envelope stamped for place. We found the trainee dorm with the cracked mirror and tiny bloody handprints on the wrong side of the glass. And at 4:17 a.m. on the Han River Bridge, we found both of them fighting inside one body, trading control like a knife in the ribs. The demon whispered, voice like burnt honey. I only wanted to know what love felt like when it wasn't afraid of me. The child answered, voice scraped raw from 9 years of silence. You stole my face. You stole my mother. You even stole the way people say my name. Give it back. Now the clock is almost at 0. 1 microphone, 1 song, 1 body, 0 survivors. So here we are, back at the end. Back at that single spotlight. Back at the moment one of them sings and the other one stops existing forever. If the note that comes out is flawless, mourn the little girl we buried alive every time we called a monster perfect. If the note cracks and dies on the first breath, mourn the monster who learned how to love us better than we ever loved ourselves. Either way, close your eyes when it happens, because the sound of one sister erasing the other is the ugliest harmony you will ever hear. And when the stadium goes silent afterward, listen carefully. If you hear a child crying somewhere far away, that's the real Rumi finally learning how loud the world gets when nobody is left to clap for her. If you hear nothing at all, that's the demon finally discovering how quiet fame becomes when there's no one left inside to be afraid of the dark. 10 seconds of absolute silence. This has been Cartoon. The show is over. The lights are off. One of them is still standing under the spotlight, pretending to be whole. Tell me, when you look in the mirror tomorrow morning, which one do you hope is looking back? And are you brave enough to love her when she stops smiling? The microphone is still warm. The white dress lies crumpled like shed skin. 80,000 seats, and not one heartbeat left in the building. She sang one note, just one, and the war inside her ended forever. We will never know which voice won. The arena feeds were cut the instant the sound left her throat. Every phone died mid-record. Every security camera went blind. Only the echo remembers, and the echo refuses to choose a side. My name is Leo. This is Cartoon, and we are beginning where the story dies, because some truths are too heavy to carry forward. They can only be laid down here, at the exact spot the music stopped. Rewind one breath before that note. Rewind 1 minute. Rewind 3 nights of sleepless bargaining inside a single skull. Rewind 9 years of a child screaming behind a smile the world paid billions to protect. 2 incubators. 2 identical faces. 1 heartbeat flatlines for 47 seconds. 47 seconds is eternity when you're small enough to fit in a demon's palm. Something ancient slips through the opening, closes the door, restarts the heart, smiles with stolen lungs. The spare twin is erased before breakfast. Birth certificate bleached. Mother's memory gently scrubbed. A cleaner origin story for the perfect idol to come. Fast forward, the demon learns to cry on cue. Learns to make the glow under her skin look like hope instead of prison bars. Learns to write songs that heal millions, while the real owner of that voice rots in the dark. We called it talent. We called it charisma. We called it golden. Every award was another brick on a little girl's grave. Every lightstick wave, another shovelful of dirt. Until Manila, until the 9-second leak. Until the child hijacked 20,000 speakers and screamed, "You promised we'd debut together." The world heard, the world forgot in under 10 minutes. We didn't. We found the nurse who still wakes up tasting blood. We found the black envelope that arrived at 3:33 a.m. We found the cracked mirror with tiny handprints on the wrong side. We found the Polaroid labeled, "If I Disappear. Remember, I was real." And at 4:17 a.m., on the Han River Bridge, we found both sisters sharing one trembling body, passing the knife of consciousness back and forth like a last cigarette. The demon voice soft as burnt honey. I only wanted to be loved without terrifying someone. The child, voiced raw from 9 years of no air. You got love, I got the dark. That wasn't the deal. 3 nights later, the deal comes due. 1 microphone, 1 song. 1 irreversible verdict.